The smell of pine and cinnamon filled my parents' living room. 23 people crammed around the extended dining table. The kids squeezed around a folding table in the den. Mom had outdone herself. Spiral ham, twice baked potatoes, green bean casserole, 3 types of pie. I'd arrived at 7 a.m. to help with prep. Peeled 17 pounds of potatoes. Trimmed the beans. Set both tables. My sister Jennifer showed up at noon with store-bought rolls and immediately positioned herself on the couch with a glass of wine. Sarah, Mom called from the kitchen as I arranged silverware. Can you check the oven temperature? I think it's running hot. I checked. Adjusted it down 10 degrees. Returned to setting out the guccianada set ID. Bought them for their 40th anniversary 3 years ago. Looking good, Sarah, Uncle Mike said, carrying his signature ambrosia salad to the table. You always were the responsible one. I smiled. Didn't mention that I'd also paid for the ham we were about to eat. Mom had called me last week in a panic. Christmas budget was tight. Could I help out? I'd Venmo'd her $400 without hesitation. Just like I'd done for Thanksgiving. And Easter. And Mom's birthday dinner. And every other family gathering for the past 5 years. By 1 p.m., everyone had arrived. My brother Josh and his wife Amanda with their 3 kids. Jennifer and her husband Marcus with their twin boys. Aunt Linda and Uncle Mike. Grandma Rose. Various cousins. The house vibrated with noise and laughter. I helped Mom bring out the food while Jennifer took selfies with the decorations ID put up at 8 a.m. Okay, everyone. Dad stood at the head of the table, raising his glass. Before we eat, I want to say something. The room quieted. The kids stopped wiggling. This year has been tough, Dad said, his voice getting that emotional quality he saved for speeches. The economy, inflation, everything getting more expensive. But we made Italiano, and we made it because we're a family that sticks together, that supports each other. Here. Uncle Mike raised his glass. I'm grateful for my wife, who makes this house a home. Dad smiled at Mom. She blushed, pleased. For my kids, who've grown into amazing adults. For my grandkids, who bring us joy. And for all of you who make the effort to be here. Everyone clinked glasses. I sipped my water. I'd been too busy helping to pour myself wine. Now, let's eat, Dad announced. The table erupted into motion. Dieses Passet serving spoons clinked. Multiple conversations started at once. I helped Grandma Rose with her plate arthritis, made it hard for her to manage the heavy serving bowls before filling my own. Sarah, Josh said, from across the table, you're still in that apartment downtown, right? Yeah, same place. How much is rent now? Amanda and I were looking at downtown listings and prices are insane. It's manageable. I cut into my ham. The one I'd paid for. Manageable. Jennifer laughed. Sarah, you must be spending half your paycheck on rent. Have you thought about moving somewhere cheaper? I like where I live. But you could save so much money, Amanda said. We bought our house 3 years ago and our mortgage is less than what downtown rent costs. That's great for you. Mom set down her fork. Sarah, honey, they're just trying to help. You know, we worry about you. I'm fine, Mom. Are you? Dad leaned forward. Because we never see you saving for anything. You're 36, and you're still renting. My cousin Melissa, who'd been quiet until now, spoke up. Not everyone wants to own. Uncle Tom. Sarah probably likes the flexibility. Flexibility is fine when you're 25, Dad said. But at her age, she should be building equity, investing in her future. I took another bite of ham. Chewed carefully. I mean, look at Josh and Jennifer, Dad continued, warming to his topic. They both own homes. They're setting up college funds for their kids. They're planning for retirement. We also help out around here, Jennifer added. Josh just fixed Mom and Dad's fence. I helped Mom redecorate the guest room. And we're always available when they need something, Josh said. I set down my fork. I'm available, too. Sure, when you feel like it, Jennifer said, but you're not exactly reliable. Sarah? Remember Mom's birthday last year? You showed up late. I was working. You're always working. Maybe that is why you can't afford to buy a house. You spend all your time at the office, instead of actually planning your finances. Aunt Linda shifted uncomfortably. Maybe we should talk about something else. No, I want to understand, Mom said, her voice taking on that hurt tone I knew too well. Sarah, do you think we're being unfair? Asking you to be more responsible? 23 pairs of eyes were on me now. The kids had stopped eating, sensing the tension. I think, I said carefully, that you don't know as much about my finances as you think you do. We know you're still renting, Dad said. We know you drive a 10-year-old car. We know you never seem to have money for family vacations or big purchases. Maybe because she's spending it all on that expensive apartment, Jennifer muttered. Or maybe, Josh said, she's just not good with money. Not everyone is, Sarah. It's okay to admit you need help. I looked at my brother, at my sister, at my parents. You think I need help with money? We're just concerned, Mom said. You never seem to have anything to show for all that work you do. Nothing to show for it, I repeated slowly. Don't get defensive, Dad said. We love you. We want to see you succeed. But you have to admit to her, not where you should be at your age. Something in me snapped. Not loudly. Not dramatically. Just a quiet internal click, like a lock opening. You're right, I said, pulling out my phone. We should talk about money, Sarah. Mom started. No, really? Let's talk about it, since apparently I'm a financial burden who doesn't help with bills. I opened my banking app, pulled up the spreadsheet I'd been maintaining for 5 years. I have some numbers to share. Dad's eyes narrowed. What numbers? I turned my phone so everyone at the table could see the screen. Then I started reading. January 2019 through December 2024. 5 years of financial records. Let's start with mortgage payments. The table went quiet. Your mortgage is $2,847 a month, I said, looking at my parents. Mom's wine glass stopped halfway to her mouth. Utilities, I continued, scrolling down. Electric, gas, water, internet, cable. Average $822 per month. 60 months. That's $49,327. Dad's face had gone pale. Property taxes, you fell behind in 2020. I paid $14,600 to bring you current home insurance, $7,200 annually for 5 years. That's $36,000. Jennifer was staring at me with her mouth open. Emergency repairs, new roof in 2021, $18,400. HVAC replacement in 2022, $12,000. Plumbing issues in 2023, $6,800. Kitchen appliances in 2024, $4,200. I looked up from my phone. Should I continue? Because I have car payments, medical bills, credit card debt I've covered, Christmas gifts for the grandkids, birthday parties, family vacations that I couldn't afford to join but somehow paid for a stop. Dad's voice was hoarse. Just stop. The total, I said, looking directly at him, is $312,147. $312,147. That's what I've spent supporting this family over the past 5 years. The silence was absolute. Even the kids weren't making noise. Josh found his voice first. That's not possible. How would I have that kind of money? I smiled, but there was no humor in it. I'm a senior financial analyst at Meridian Consulting. I make $180,000 a year, plus bonuses. I've been with the company for 8 years. You never said, Mom whispered. You never asked. You assumed I was struggling because I rent and drive an old car. You know why I rent? Because I've been paying your mortgage. You know why I drive a 2014 Honda? Because I've been covering your car payments. I scrolled through my spreadsheet, the numbers glowing on the screen. Dad, that fence Josh fixed? I paid for the materials, $2,400. Jennifer, the guest room redecoration. I funded it, $5,600. Every family vacation for the past 5 years, where I was too busy to join, I paid for them. I just didn't come because I was working overtime to afford them. Grandma Rose was crying silently. The ham we're eating right now? I said, my voice perfectly calm. I paid for it. The china we're using, I bought it. The new dining room, chair's mine. The piano in the living room that the grandkids take lessons on, Eve been paying for it on a 4-year installment plan. Amanda looked at Josh. You told me your parents paid for the vacation to Disney. They did, Josh said weakly. With my money. I corrected. They asked me for $8,000 for a family trip. I gave it to them. They took you all to Disney and told me they couldn't afford an extra ticket for me. Jennifer's face had gone red. We didn't know. You didn't ask. None of you asked. You just assumed I was the family screw-up because I did own property and I was unmarried and I did have kids. You assumed I was broke because I said no to restaurants and trips. But I said no because I was already funding your lives. Dad stood up. His hands were shaking. Sarah? We had no idea. Yes, you did. You knew exactly what you were doing. I pulled up the text thread with my mother. Started reading. October 12th, 2023. Sarah honey, we're a bit short this month. Could you help with the mortgage? Just this once. September 3rd, 2023. Sarah, emergency. The AC broke and we can't afford to fix it. Could you loan us the money? June 28th, 2023. The property tax bill came and it's higher than expected. Can you help? I ordered Chinese food. Watched Love Actually. Went to bed at 9 p.m. Boxing Day. I turned my phone back on. 83 missed calls. 47 text messages. 12 voicemails. I listened to the first voicemail. My father, his voice slurred. You ungrateful, you think you can just, we gave you life. We raised you. You owe us. I deleted it. Didn't listen to the others. Instead, I opened my banking app. Did what I should have done years ago. I canceled the automatic payment to my parents' mortgage company. I canceled the utility payments linked to their address. I canceled the auto pay on their car loan. I canceled everything. Each confirmation email felt like taking a breath after being underwater for 5 years. 3 days after Christmas, my doorbell rang at 7 a.m. I looked through the peephole. Dad? I didn't open the door. Sarah? I know you're in there. Your car is here. Please, we need to talk. I sat on my couch and waited. He rang the doorbell 14 more times. Then he knocked. Then he just stood there. After 30 minutes, he left. My phone rang immediately. Primera answered. You can't ignore us forever, Dad said. Watch me. Sarah, please. The mortgage payment was due yesterday. We're going to get a late fee. That's your problem. It's a $150 late fee. Then you should have paid on time. With what money? You know, we don't have it. Gian, inowu. You do have it, because you've been living beyond your means for 5 years, while I subsidized your lifestyle. We have rights. We could sue you for what? Giving you $312,000 in gifts. Good luck with that. I paused. Actually, Dad, you should talk to a lawyer, because I consulted one yesterday. Everything I gave you was a gift. I never signed any loan agreements. I never asked for repayment. It's all documented as voluntary support. You have no legal claim to my continued financial assistance. The line went quiet. But we're family, he said finally, his voice small. Then you should have treated me like it. I hung up. New Year's Eve. I got an email from Jennifer. Subject: I'm sorry, Sarah. I've been thinking about what happened at Christmas. Really, thinking, not just reacting. I talked to my therapist about it. Yeah, I'm in therapy now. Surprise. She helped me see some things I didn't want to see. You were right about all of it. We used you. I used you. I told myself I didn't know where Mom and Dad's money was coming from, but that's bullshit. I knew they couldn't afford their lifestyle. I just didn't want to think about it too hard because then I'd have to acknowledge my part in it. When Mom would ask me for money and I'd say no, I felt guilty. But then I'd see them doing fine, and I'd think, see, they didn't really need it. I never asked where the money came from. I didn't want to know. That makes me complicit. That makes me a coward. I'm not asking you to forgive me. I'm not asking you to start paying their bills again. I just wanted you to know that I see it now. What I did. I'm sorry. Jen, I read it 3 times. Then I wrote back, Jen, thank you for this. I appreciate you taking responsibility. I'm not ready to see you yet. Maybe, someday, but not yet. Sarah. Mid-January, Grandma Rose called from an unknown number. I answered, without thinking. Before you hang up, she said quickly, I'm not calling to ask for money or to guilt you. I'm calling to tell you something. I waited. I didn't know, she said. I swear to you, Sarah, I had no idea you were paying for everything. Your mother told me they were managing that. Things were tight, but okay. I'm on a fixed income, but if I do know, I would have helped them myself rather than let them take advantage of you. Grandma, let me finish. I told your father what I think of what he did. I told him he's a disgrace. I told him he raised you better than to treat family like an ATM. And then he turned around and did exactly that to you. I could hear her voice shaking. I don't blame you for walking away, she said. I'd have done the same thing, but I wanted you to know you did nothing wrong. You were generous and kind, and they exploited that. That's on them, not you. My throat felt tight. Thank you, Grandma. Will you come see me sometime? At the facility. Just you and me. Yeah, I'd like that. Good. I'll make sure your parents aren't there. We talked for another hour. She told me about her life, asked about my work, actually listened to my answers. It was the first conversation with a family member in 5 years where no one asked me for money. February brought a registered letter from my parents' attorney. I called my own lawyer, Rebecca Chun. We'd met during the consultation in December, and she'd agreed to represent me if things escalated. They're threatening to sue, I told her, reading the letter over the phone. On what grounds? They're claiming I made verbal agreements to support them, that they relied on my support to their detriment, that I'm now causing them financial hardship by withdrawing promised support. Rebecca laughed. Actually, laughed. That's the weakest legal theory I've heard all month. Do you have documentation of all your payments? Every single one. Bank statements, texts, emails, everything. And did you ever sign anything promising continued support? Never. Then tell their attorney that any further harassment will result in a countersuit for the emotional distress they've caused you. Send me the letter. I'll draft a response. Rebecca's letter was a masterpiece. It laid out, in legal terms, that I had voluntarily given gifts to my family over a 5-year period, that there was no legal obligation for continued support, that any lawsuit would be frivolous and potentially subject to sanctions. She also noted that if they continued to harass me, I would seek a restraining order. The threat stopped. March, my phone rang from a number I didn't recognize. Against my better judgment, I answered. Sarah Coleman. A woman's voice. Yes, this is Patricia Hendricks from First National Bank. I'm calling regarding the mortgage at 4782 Maple Drive. My parents' house. I don't own that property, I said carefully. I'm aware, but our records show you've been making payments on this mortgage for several years. The property is currently 60 days delinquent and facing foreclosure proceedings. We were hoping you might be willing to. No. Ms. Coleman, if we proceed with foreclosure, that's between you and the property owners. I'm not responsible for that mortgage. I understand, but I'm not responsible for that mortgage, I repeated firmly. If you call me again about this, I'll report it to the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau as harassment. Do we understand each other? Yes, ma'am. I apologize for disturbing you. I hung up and immediately called Rebecca. Can they do that? I asked. Call me about their mortgage. Technically, yes, if you've been making payments. But now that you've told them to stop, they can't continue. If they do, we file a complaint. They said 60 days delinquent. That means your parents haven't made a single payment since you stopped. They're heading for foreclosure. I sat with that information, waiting for the guilt to come. It didn't. April, I ran into Josh at the grocery store. He saw me first. I watched the indecision on his face approach me, or pretend he hadn't seen me. I approached Sarah. Hi. Josh. Awkward silence. How are you? Ask it. Ask it. Fine. You. We're managing. It's been an adjustment. I waited. Mom and Dad are losing the house, he said, the words tumbling out. The bank is foreclosing. They have 60 days to vacate. I heard. You heard? His voice rose slightly. That's all you have to say. They're losing their home, and that's very sad. But it's not my responsibility. They're our parents. They're adults who made choices. They spent beyond their means. They relied on my money instead of budgeting. They chose boats and renovations over mortgage payments. Those were their choices. We can't let them be homeless, then help them. Josh, you own a home with a pool. Jennifer owns a home with a renovated kitchen. Between the two of you, surely you can figure something out. His face reddened. We have our own expenses. So do I. The difference is, I've been managing mine while also managing theirs. You've only had to manage your own. You'll figure it out. I pushed my cart past him. Sarah, he called after me. What happened to you? You used to care about family. I turned back. Still, That's why I'm not enabling you anymore. Caring about family doesn't mean funding their dysfunction. May Mom called from a number I didn't recognize. I should have known better, but I answered. We're moving into an apartment, she said, without preamble. A 2-bedroom apartment in a bad neighborhood because it's all we can afford. I didn't respond. Your father had to sell his truck. We're down to 1 car. We can't afford cable or internet. Do you know what it's like to have to use the library for Wi-Fi? Yes, actually, I do. From when I was 22 and you kicked me out with no support. That was different. How? We were teaching you responsibility. By making me homeless. By refusing to help when I asked for grocery money. When I was eating ramen twice a day and walking to work because I couldn't afford gas. She was quiet. You told me, I said, my voice shaking now, that I needed to learn to stand on my own feet. That if I couldn't make it work, I should try harder. That successful people don't need handouts. Do you remember that, Mom? Sarah, so now I'm telling you the same thing. Stand on your own feet. Try harder. Successful people don't need handouts. How can you be so cold? I learned from the best. I hung up. Then I sat on my bathroom floor and cried for an hour. Because it wasn't cold, it hurt. It hurt so much I could barely breathe, but I didn't call back. June. I got a message on LinkedIn from Jennifer. I wanted to update you. I know you probably don't care, but I'm going to tell you anyway. Marcus and I sold our house, the renovated kitchen, the nice neighborhood, all of it. We downsized to something smaller, something we can actually afford. We're using the equity to help Mom and Dad. Not because we want to enable them, because we realized we're just as responsible for their situation as they are. We all lived beyond our means because we knew you'd be there to catch us. Josh is doing the same. Selling the house with the pool. Getting something modest. We're all in therapy. Family therapy. Individual therapy. Working through why we thought it was okay to take from you for 5 years. I'm not telling you this to make you feel guilty or to convince you to come back. I'm telling you because you deserve to know that we're finally taking responsibility. And because I want you to know what you did at Christmas. Walking. It was the best thing you could have done for all of us. We were drowning and we were pulling you down with us. Thank you for saving yourself. Even if it meant letting us drown for a while. I read it 4 times before responding. Jen, thank you for telling me. I'm glad you're all getting help. I'm getting help too. Therapy for codependency, for people-pleasing, for the need to prove my worth through financial support. I'm learning that I can't save people who don't want to save themselves, and that, trying to do so, just destroys us both. Maybe someday we can try again. All of us. But not yet. 1 year later, I'm sitting in a coffee shop when my phone rings. Grandma Rose. Grandma Rose. Turn on your computer, she says. Jennifer just posted something on Facebook. The family page. I pull out my laptop, log into the family group I haven't checked in a year. Jennifer's post has 23 comments already. I need to publicly apologize to my sister Sarah. 1 year ago, at Christmas dinner, our family accused her of being financially irresponsible and a burden. We mocked her for not owning a home, for driving an old car, for not contributing to the family. What we did unknowingly, cause we never asked, was that Sarah had been paying our parents' mortgage for 5 years, along with their utilities, repairs, car payments, and more. $312,000 in total. She did this quietly, without asking for recognition or thanks. And when we attacked her for not being successful enough, she finally showed us the truth. We didn't believe her at first. We made excuses. We minimized it. We tried to make her the bad guy for stopping. But she was right to stop. We were using her, all of us. This past year has been the hardest of my life. Marcus and I sold our house. We downsized. We had to face the reality that we'd been living beyond our means because Sarah was subsidizing our parents, which freed up money for us to spend on ourselves. We've been in therapy, all of us. All of us, working through our dysfunction, our entitlement, our willingness to take advantage of someone we claimed to love. Mom and Dad are in a small apartment now. They're working. They're budgeting. For the first time in years, they're living within their means. Josh and Amanda sold their house to. They're rebuilding their finances from the ground up. And Sarah, she's thriving. She bought a condo. She's been promoted twice. She's happy. She's happy without us. That's the part that hurts the most. Realizing that she's better off without her family than she ever was with us. So, this is my public apology. Sarah, you were right. About all of it. We used you. We took you for granted. We treated you like an ATM instead of a sister. I don't expect you to forgive us. I don't expect you to come back. I just wanted you and everyone to know the truth. We're sorry, and we're trying to be better. The comments are a mix of support for Jennifer and Shaka the revelation. Aunt Linda wrote, I had no idea. Sarah, if you see this, I'm so sorry we failed you. I closed the laptop. Grandma Rose is waiting on the phone. Did you see it? Yeah. How do you feel? I think about it. Really think about it. Sad, I say finally. Sad that it took this long. Sad that it had to get this bad. But also relieved. Validated. You have every right to be. I bought the condo, Grandma, 2 bedrooms, balcony, view of the river. I close next month. I'm proud of you, sweetie. I'm proud of me too. That's new. We talk for another hour. She tells me about her book club, about the new resident at her facility who reminds her of her late husband. Normal, healthy conversation. When we hang up, I sit with Jennifer's post for a long time. Then I open a new message to her. Jen, I saw your post. Thank you for the apology. I know it wasn't easy to put that out publicly. I'm not ready to see you all yet, maybe not for a long time. But I want you to know I'm not angry anymore. I was for a while, but therapy helped me let that go. What I feel now is just ... free. Free from the weight of supporting everyone. Free from the constant worry about whether you'd all be okay. Free to build my own life. Keep working on yourself. Keep going to therapy. Keep being honest about what happened. And maybe someday, not today, not next month, but someday, we can try again. Take care of yourself. Sarah, I hit send before I can second guess it. 18 months after Christmas, my new condo is everything I didn't know I needed. Hardwood floors, granite counters, a balcony where I drink coffee every morning. I furnished it slowly, carefully, choosing each piece instead of making do with whatever was cheapest. I have a reading chair by the window, a proper dining table, art on the walls that I actually like. I hosted Thanksgiving this year. Just Grandma Rose and 2 friends from work. We made too much food and laughed too loud, and nobody asked me for money. December rolls around. I'm decorating my own Christmas tree, a real one, perfectly shaped, in the corner of my living room when my phone rings. Dad. I almost don't answer. But something makes me pick up. Dad. Sarah. His voice is rough, older than I remember. I wasn't sure you'd answer. I almost didn't. I wanted to. He pauses. I wanted to tell you that your mother and I are doing okay. We're managing. We both have jobs. We're making our rent. We are okay. That's good. I also wanted to tell you that I'm sorry. Really sorry. Not because we lost the house or because things got hard, but because we treated you like a resource instead of a daughter. I don't say anything. I've been going to therapy, he continues, learning about financial abuse, about exploitation, about a lot of things I didn't want to see. The therapist asked me to write you a letter. I've been working on it for 3 months. You don't have to. I do. I need you to know that I understand now. What we did? What I did? I told myself I was just accepting help from my daughter that you offered, so it was okay to accept, but I knew you couldn't afford it. I knew what you were sacrificing. I just didn't let myself think about it too hard. Through the window, I can see Christmas lights on the balconies across the way. Families celebrating together and separate in their own spaces. I'm not asking you to forgive me, Dad says. I'm not asking for anything. I just wanted you to know that I see it now. Say. Ju. And I'm sorry it took losing everything for me to finally open my eyes. Okay, I say quietly. Okay, I believe you, and thank you for saying it. Can I ask, are you doing okay? Are you happy? I look around my condo. At the tree I decorated myself. At the life I built when I finally stopped building theirs. Yeah, Dad, I'm really happy. Good. His voice cracks. That's good. You deserve to be happy. We talk for a few more minutes. Surfaced things, safe things. When we hang up, I don't feel angry or sad or guilty. I just feel ... complete. Christmas Day. I'm having dinner with Grandma Rose at her facility when my phone buzzes with a group text. Jennifer, Merry Christmas. Sarah, we're all thinking of you. No pressure, no expectations. Just wanted you to know we love you. Then individual messages. Josh, Merry Christmas, sis. The kids ask about you all the time. Maybe next year. Mom, Merry Christmas, sweetheart. Your father and I are having a quiet day. We're okay. We hope you are too. Dad, love you, Sarah. Merry Christmas. I show Grandma Rose the messages. She smiles. Are you going to respond? Yeah, I think I am. I type out a group response. Merry Christmas, everyone. I'm having dinner with Grandma Rose. We're doing great. Love you all. All working on the rest. S. Grandma Rose raises her glass of sparkling cider. 2 new beginnings. I clinked my glass against hers. 2 boundaries. 2 both, she says. We drink. And through the window of the facility dining room, I can see snow starting to fall, fresh, clean, covering everything in white. A new year coming. A new start. A new start. And this time, I get to choose what I build and who I build it for.